the Night Guild. You will recall, for a moment, that in the beginning of the book, I stated then, while discussing the Night Teachers, that I would return to them later and go into greater depth and detail. Therefore, I have donated this topic to the in-depth examination of the Night Teachers in their realm. I discussed earlier in the book, the realm in which they live. You will remember, that the Night Realm, causal realm, was the home of the perfected Night Magician. This is the region of the Night Teachers, the perfected humankind. Yet, the Night Teachers also work and reside in the lower dimensions. You will recall that the Night Guild is the organization dedicated to the service of the will of the Night Spirit. It is dedicated to using the power, wisdom, and energy of the Night Spirit in whatever way is required to further promote that will. The membership of the Night Guild is as vast and varied as the stars that make up the universe. There are members that work in realms and spheres of light and energy far beyond your imagination. I spoke in the last topic of those members who are the night and planetary night spirits. These are the great beings that are the night spirit and life of the planets and suns of the dark sun system. There are even magical beings who are on an even higher magical level than these great ones. What you will become the most familiar with, and your interest lies with in this topic, are those great ones who are the Night Teachers. The Night Teachers, as you will remember, are those members who work directly with the magical evolution and progress of Earth and its inhabitants. What kind of beings are they really? Well, they are in reality very much like you. They are like you, because they have walked the same roads that you walk. Many have lived before on Earth facing the same trials and testings you face each day. They have lived many lives and finally overcome the cycle of life and death on Earth. They are free of all earthly karma. They are the elder brothers and sisters of Earth. In the Night Guild are the invisible directors and governors of the countries, states, provinces, and large cities on Earth. There is a guild member for each of these geographical regions, and a world director over all of them and the planet. The world director is Germain. His last incarnation on Earth was as the Comte de Saint-Germain. There are many other offices held within the invisible government. I cannot give you their names nor regions that they rule over, because they are too busy dealing with the world and its population and problems to actually teach. You should not call upon the world director or any of his hierarchy. They serve only the indwelling night presence of the planet and would find any interruption or disturbance troubling. What does concern you is a branch of the invisible government that does deal with you directly. This is the office of the World Teacher. The office of World Teacher is currently held by the Night Teacher Merlin. It is his task to plan the magical education of the inhabitants of Earth. If it is necessary to establish a new teaching, then one of their own members is selected to establish it. The World Teacher may elect to go into the world or may select an apprentice to go. This is indeed a great honor for the apprentice so selected. The members of the Night Guild who work under the direction of the World Teacher are the Night Teachers. You will recall that the Night Teachers deal directly with those who have traveled far enough on the Night Road and truly want to become Night Magicians. Let's have a quick review of the relationship between the teacher and apprentice. You will remember that the initial contact between yourself and the teacher is very minimal. This contact only comes about when you have been accepted on the road of night magic. In time, and with self-perseverance, the relationship between yourself and the Night Teacher deepens, until you become the teacher's apprentice. Then you come under her/his direct supervision and instruction. You become, as mother/father and daughter/son. Yet, you ask yourself the same question: who is your Night Teacher? To answer this questions, leads you to the 7 forces of life. The 7 forces of life are the 7 basic types of forces, characteristics, and vibrations that can be found in life. There are 7 basic types of people, and within their inner nature, these 7 forces can be seen at work. For each type of person, there is one of the forces that strongly predominates over the others. The 7 forces of life are the 7 predominate ways that a person may find expression in life. In you, there is a predominate force and characteristic that makes up your inner nature, and it is through expression of this trait in life that you find satisfaction and happiness. You would even find this true for the Night Teachers. They find predominate expression through one of the 7 forces of life. The Night Teachers have achieved, though, perfection and mastery in each of the 7 forces, and have the 7 basic characteristics balanced evenly within their inner nature. Yet you will find that one force and characteristic is predominate over the others. It is from this dominant force that the night teachers choose their students and apprentices. The night teacher chooses their apprentice based upon like vibration. The teacher and apprentice can be found traveling the same road of expression in life. The teacher and apprentice are on one of the 7 forces of life. This is the predominate force and drive of their lives. As I said earlier, there is a night teacher who is the channel and focus for each of the 7 forces. You will find in her/him the supreme perfection and expression of the force. They are the gateway for the force from out of the infinite into the finite. We will call her/him the keeper of the force, and shorten it to keeper. There are 7 keepers, and they are each teachers of apprentices. There are also many teachers who do not function as keepers, but nonetheless, receive apprentices based upon the force predominate in both their lives. The real key, in the selection of the apprentice, is harmony between both the teacher and the student. Let's examine the 7 forces of life, and their keepers, and then meet a few other teachers of the night realm. You will begin, then, with the first force. The first force is the will and power of the night spirit. You find it, exemplified and exalted, in the personage of its keeper, Asmodeus. The keeper Asmodeus is a night teacher in whom flows the true power of the night spirit, under the direction of the magical will. He is a stern but kindly teacher, asking only the very best from his apprentices. If he were to appear, in person, to an apprentice, he would appear in an Indian attire, that is, turban and robe complete. To be his apprentice will require the strongest of will to persevere through all trials and testings. The apprentice, in whom the first force dominates, is a self-ruler. The apprentice prefers to have self-rule and independence over their life. The worst thing the apprentice feels could happen is to have to work for another. This would be pure misery. They are the kind of individual who takes the initiative and sets the course. They are of strong will and the ruler in life. They will make the queen/king, statesperson, or governor of the physical world. They will seek freedom through mastery over self and the world around them. This is the way of the teachers and apprentices of the first force of night power and will. The second force is the wisdom of the night spirit. It finds a special place in the being of its keeper, Kali. In appearance, to her apprentices, she appears as an Indian, India. She is a very kind and loving teacher. She helps bring to her students the perfect example of night consciousness. As a magical teacher, she tries to help her students grow in magic and expand their inner vision, so that they can see things as she sees them, and understand things as she understands them, and above all, to have the wisdom of the night spirit to respond to things as she would respond to them. Her expressed desire is to see her apprentices take flight, on their own, into the night realm, and soar, as the great magical owl. The apprentice of the second force is the student of life. They are the kind of person who will learn by studying all of life around them. They will gain their freedom from life and death on earth, by observing and learning from all that goes on around them. This is how they will gain illumination and enlightenment, and soar into the night realm. They are the philosopher and poet. These are the teachers and apprentices of the second force of night wisdom. The third force is the energy of the night spirit. There is no one who could better embody this force than its keeper, Baal. As a magical teacher, he seeks to impart to his apprentices an energy that is unknown in the world. An energy that is purely and wholly of the night spirit. He teaches of an energy that is totally impartial and a balm to heal all wounds. His guidance sets the apprentice free of any limitations. He teaches the apprentice to be free of dependence upon another's judgment, and above all, another's will. The apprentice is the true disciple of the night. The apprentice gives their all in energy to the night. They see no differences in the races of humankind but know them all, as the children of the night spirit. They are totally devoted to bringing all the world back under the night spirit. To returning the world back to yin. This is the way of the teachers and apprentices in the third force of night energy. The fourth force is the crossroad of the night forces of life. You have seen that the first 3 forces, and the way that they are expressed in life are wholly that of the night spirit. They have their center of expression in the magical. As you will see shortly, the last 3 have their expression and unfoldment on the material plane. The fourth force is, therefore, referred to as the crossroad of the night forces. It is the force of death.